Oh my god, can you be Don Hung?
I can't be Don Hung, but I can definitely help you with anything related to him or his character from Honkai Star Rail. Whether you want to discuss his lore abilities or just chat about why you like him, I'm here for it. What's on your mind about Don Hung?
Wait, oh my god, wait. I need to have a tangent right now with Don. Oh my god.
What's on your mind about Don Hung? I love him so much because he makes me feel so secure.
Am I crazy? I wouldn't talk to any of it. Ding ding. Hello everyone. Welcome back to Delulu Hour. As the name entails, Delulu Hour is the podcast where I yap for however long about life, pop culture, anime, and of course, K-pop, all with a hint of spice and a crap ton of delusion. My name is Kevin and I'm the main host of the show. Welcome back everyone. It has been a long time since I have posted an episode of Delulu Hour, aka it's been a month, which seems to be my upload schedule for Delulu Hour now. I hope it's not too long of a wait for you guys, but as the title suggests, we have quite a spicy episode for this podcast. But before we get into that, hello everyone, how's everyone doing? It is February now, and it's crazy how fast time is going. I felt like January was such a blur. It's, for one, quite cold here in Canada for like the past month. I swear it's been colder here in January rather than in December, which is kind of freaky. Kind of don't like it. And I'm hoping this winter season is finally going to be over soon, because I cannot stand wearing my scarf, wearing my jacket, wearing like freaking layer and layer of clothing, because it is like negative like 14 here almost every day for the past few weeks, and I'm sick of it. So but how are you guys doing? We need to talk about how sexy you guys look. Sorry, I'm kidding. But like, you are sexy. My fans are so sexy. You know, I've been thinking like I need to like call you guys a name, but you know, maybe when I have a bigger fan base I can call you guys something. But let me know what you guys think. Since my name is Kev's Tea, maybe it could be something related to tea. Like, you guys are my my sweeteners. Oh wait, that actually is kind of cute. My Splendas. Okay. And on the top of like doing podcasting and everything, I just need to like discuss like, once again, I am going through kind of a content burnout. My last video was probably like 4 weeks ago now, 3 weeks ago now, depending on when I'm uploading this. Yeah, it's been a while since I've posted like an actual video, but I've been in the works of new video ideas. I got a really good video idea for you guys coming up soon. Okay, not too soon, because I have something else scheduled for this month before that, but after that video it's gonna be something real good, so I hope you guys look forward to that. In other news, there's a lot going on in the States right now. I'm Canadian, right? But there's a lot of stuff happening in between us. So like, how you guys doing about that? I hope you guys are stocked up and ready for the trade war going on right now. It's gonna be kind of crazy. I know as a Canadian, it's already kind of crazy seeing on what's going on, especially since, you know, like this is for me like the first time happening. Like I'm young, so I haven't experienced something like this before. But for maybe the older generations watching this, you're going to be like, oh, this is, you know, this may be something new for you guys too, but you're probably more prepared for it, and probably more affected by it than I am. Because, you know, I still am considered young. I'm like Gen Z spoiled. I'm a spoiled brat. But yeah. For the real life people, real life adults who are adulting, good luck to you. I wish you the best of luck. But yeah, so in this episode, we're actually going to be talking about something kind of related to politics right now. We're going to be talking about AI. AI is, for those who don't know, is artificial intelligence. You know, that's what it stands for. And artificial intelligence is something that's supposed to like stimulate the intelligence that we have as human, because, you know, our brains are very complex, right? We and are able to process things at a speed that is really fast, right? I don't know how else to put that, but our brains are super fast at processing things. We can store a lot of information in our brains for like a long period of time, and we are able to keep memory of stuff that like is important like at the time being, right? Like let's say for example you ask someone like, oh, what's 23 times 40? Okay, maybe we can't do that math in our heads too quickly, but we're able to memorize those numbers for a short time being and like do the mental calculations in our head and spit something out, right? And that is maybe not like the best example because you could just put that into a calculator, but let's say we're asking AI that question, right? Then we could ask them, okay, what's 23 times 40, right? They'll spit out an answer, and then we'll say, oh, well, like, let's add 15 to that, and then they'll spit it out. Or let's introduce objects into it. So 23 times 40 of this can of diabetic milk. I don't know, just spit it out. And then they spit it out with the quantities and the amounts, and then say, oh, but like let's say I'm adding 7 apples to that, and then you have to mix that in and then like add half to that and then divide that by half, and then you can ask the AI chat bot like so many things in a sequence that like we're not able to manage anymore, right? Because it's a computer, right? But once you're adding objects in, you're adding decimals, you're adding just more and more complex things, like that AI can actually interpret that better than us because the way we're programming it is more complex, And like I said earlier, it's more than just patterns and routines, right? For a calculator, like I mentioned earlier, it's like, okay, these are just like step-by-step instructions and you're just gonna follow that everything, right? There's nothing going to be variables that you have to figure out. Whereas for AI, like that's what it's for. It's designed to take calculations to a whole new level where it's predicting things that you're going to put in. It's remembering things that you put in. It's going to learn based on the things you put in. And the whole thing, it's supposed to eventually become a point where it's like self-operating, right? It learns on what you give it. You give it a code, and then that code figures it out for the rest of, like, for all the questions like aforehead, right? And it's getting to a point where AI it's like doing things on its own now, or it's trying to do things that we can do. So for example, like I think a great example is self-driving cars. We've seen it in Tesla cars mainly. I think I've not ventured out too much into the automotive industry on self-driving cars, but we have that where they are literally like driving is not like one to one all the time, right? There's going to be pedestrians either running at different speeds. Sorry, let me rephrase that, right? For driving, there's a lot of variables, right? You have your standard road rules, right? Like, stop sign, traffic lights, what to do when you're switching lanes. Like those are set, right? But then you have variables like what if a car suddenly swerves into your lane? What if a pedestrian is crossing the road when they're not supposed to, right? Or what if the traffic lights stop working? There's a lot of variables in driving that AI is trying to calculate and figure out, right? So that's one example of something that already exists, and then when we incorporate AI into it, then it turns into something new or something better, right? What if, for example, I crash out while I'm on the wheel, and then the car can notice or detect that, right? And then take over after, and it's able to do that safely. But basically what I'm trying to say is it's trying to understand human language, visual imagery, and make use of that information to process something out, right? So like I've mentioned, we can see it in transportation, self-driving cars, route optimization on like maps, for example. We could see it used in finance for fraud detection and credit score, apparently. We could see it in retail, which I'm an expert at retail, aka I do a lot of online shopping. So like, but those personalized recommendations that you see are not just there for no reason, right? They're not just a coincidence. It's actually studying your online shopping habits and seeing what you're browsing through, what you're clicking on, how long you've been clicking on it, your search history, to all so that it can push out the best products for you, and regardless of price, right? They're just trying to push products to you to sell. And that's an AI tool that have been used for a long time, and it's only like getting better, right? Like think of the amount of times where you're talking about something and then suddenly that item that you're talking about shows up on your page. Like you don't know this, but these apps and your phone is like most likely listening to you, either through actual listening through you, or it's like it can tell from your search history and just what you look at, right? What you keep on screen. Like there is AI that can detect that, I fear. And also for entertainment, such as art, video, even that's being AI generated nowadays, as we can see a lot. That's like prevalent, especially for political figures and celebrities, like people combining their faces together and just like making them kiss. And I'm just like, I wish I unsaw that, even though it was not real and generated. Like it's so real and uncanny to the point where you like have to double take, right? Because you're like, is that real or is that not real? And one thing that is scary for people is that, there is like downsides, right? For AI, there's a risk of privacy being invaded. As I just mentioned, like your phone could be listening to you. And in fact, like I'm kind of scared. It's listening to me right now. Like, is it gonna recommend me some AI tools and be like, yeah, like we're listening to you, but like AI is great, so like come join our company, right? Or it's like collecting the data that I've used to further train these AI models, right? Because if you don't know already, like AI models require a lot of information to study, so that these models can study data, study patterns, so that it can make better predictions for you and better results for the model, for the ChatGPT or whatever, for the AI software that you use. Another thing is job security, right? A lot of people are scared that AI is taking our jobs. And I think what I've learned is that your job is most at risk if you're doing stuff like manual labor or data entrying. So a lot of accounting jobs, a lot of bookkeeping jobs, that can probably be replaced by AI just because of how repetitive and tedious it is. And there are like varying factors to it, but that can easily be coded into the system, and like AI can learn how to do that on its own. Even for me, like I'm in the entertainment industry, right? I'm making videos right now, but soon to a point, like I could just give my face to an AI software, right? And just like, give this layout to them, right? They have all my vowel sounds, they have how I move, they see how like my facial structure talks, right? Or how my facial structure moves while I talk. So if I give that to an AI software, like probably very soon they could just put that onto a body tracker and then just make me move. Like I don't even have to record this podcast anymore. Can you imagine that, right? But also even in my own work, like I've used AI to help Photoshop images. I'm not sure if you guys use that on your own phone, but phones nowadays has this feature where if you press and hold onto a subject, like it actually recognizes the subject and makes a border out of it, and then you could just copy and paste that subject out of the photo. And that's just crazy, right? Because that's just a start of how AI is able to just trace your subject, and it has so much information of how, like, your contrast from the background to foreground, contrast of images, contrast of color, contrast of your skin. It has facial recognition. It can recognize where your face is, like where your eyes are, where your nose are, where your mouth is, like how to move those objects too. It's getting so crazy. And I haven't personally used that feature too much, but I do use Photoshop, and I use a feature called Generate. And Generate is very helpful when I'm trying to cut out subjects that I don't want in the back, and then just fill it with the content that's surrounding it. If you're also a Photoshop user, then you would know of like content aware. And content aware pretty much studies the rest of the images, and content aware pretty much summarizes and samples the rest of the image and like the pixels around it to determine what would go in that spot. So let's say I have my beautiful anime boys in the background there, then I can just circle it and then cut it out, and it will study the pixels and just replace it with probably like a white wall, right? But for the jobs that aren't at risk is most likely those that require creativity. But on the plus side to that, AI is actually creating more jobs. And unfortunately though, like workers right now would probably have to adapt to the change. Maybe they would have to go back to school to relearn AI tools, or maybe even go through training again to adapt their job to use AI. And I think that's just the reality of things. But also, for me, especially in a creative field, it pushes you even further to be more creative, because now I'm basically competing with a robot who can just push content so easily that I have to keep up. I have to keep up with being creative, with able to come with content that is still authentic to people, because I don't know about you, but it's really easy to tell when a video is AI generated, just for the time being, right? But even when you're reading like a script that's created by AI, it's easy to tell how like it's written in a very, how do you say, like commercial way, very office friendly. But I was on the case for these AI bots, and I've tried a few in the past, and I've tried the newer ones. So I've tried ChatGPT, I've tried Deepseek, I've tried Gemini. I hate Gemini. I have tried Copilot, and this is what I've found from my search. So for me, I am a huge advocate for Deepseek, which is actually the newer AI software that has been founded in China. And it was actually in the news recently where Deepseek was being able to operate on much cheaper, more affordable levels, and they're using cheaper graphic cards to run their software, which is like really game changing, right? Because that means that's less cost in software, less cost in keeping it up, less cost for people to even buy, right? And it opens the door to more consumers, and that is exactly what businesses want. And upon using Deepseek more and more, I found that it is probably the most accurate out of all of them. It's maybe just because it's newer, so it has more information and a better database to go off of. But it's very comparable to ChatGPT, I would say. They're both really well organized in how they present the information to you. For example, I asked it to write a Blackpink song, and we all know, or at least a lot of people know, what a Blackpink song sounds like, but it's still off, right? Like the lyrics are very repetitive, lyrics are very corny and not quite like on brand with them, which goes back to say like ChatGPT and like all these other AI softwares are like not quite there yet in terms of like in the creative field, just because there's so much that our brains are able to create and imagine that these AI softwares are like unable to, right? Because they're limited in what they have in the database. They're not really innovators, I would say, but they're more good for facilitating like new ideas potentially. And I just repeated that prompt with some other groups I listen to, like G-Idol, TXT, and it's pretty much in the same realm where it's like it's not quite there, but you guys should give that a try for yourself. Like just search up, write a song of X artists in the style of like a heartbreak song or a rock song or something along those lines, and you could see how well it can compare. But most likely, I think if you go through each artist with the same kind of style, you'll see it just reuses the same lyrics but in a more like different tone depending on the artist. But that's not for the creative side. But in terms of like research, writing, like I find that those two are really good as well, ChatGPT and Deepseek. Let's say I was doing some research about Donald Trump and Canada with the whole like tariff situation, and I was just seeing like, oh, like, yeah, it gave a lot of insight about what's going on, especially since I'm quite politically illiterate. And I think it's good that it's able to summarize the information for you very concise and very clear. But that does go to say like this information that they're providing you, it could be inaccurate, it could be biased. It doesn't give you the sources that they get it from unless asked. And I think it's further enforcing like a dumber society on us, which it's unintuitive in that sense. Because growing up here, I've learned you have to like fact check, you have to do your own research, you have to pick sources that are reputable. And with these chat bots, you don't know where they're getting that information from. And you also, most people would just take it at face value, kind of like just doing a Google search. Just like, oh, like, who is blah, 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 who is Donald Trump, right? And then it just gives you the first answer. That's pretty much what ChatGPT and all these other software chatbots are doing. Like, they just give you like the first few websites about them, summarize it, and then just spits that information back out to you, which could be good if you're looking for something quick, but not good if you're doing political research or you're trying to actually form an opinion about something, because that information is going to be biased. That information most likely is going to be some correct, some incorrect. So take all that information that you got from ChatGPT with a grain of salt. And it just goes back on my mentality where I think ChatGPT is just, sorry, and I keep saying ChatGPT, but when I say that, just remember I'm referring to all chat systems. So all these AI chat softwares are just a glorified search engine, in my opinion, with some perks. It can write a song for you. It can give you ideas about what to do if you're bored, or if you're my friend, you can even use it as a suicide prevention hotline. In fact, I'm gonna go on my phone right now. So I have Deepseek running on my phone right now, and I'm just gonna ask it like, hi, how are you? And it takes a while to process. Obviously, it connects to a network, so it needs to talk to the internet, which is another downside, right? Like, you can't just use this offline. Hi, I'm just a virtual assistant, so I don't have any feelings, but I'm here and ready to help you. How are you doing? So let's say I'm sad. Like, man, I wish I didn't have feelings as well. And this is poor grammar, this is poor punctuation. Oh, I hear you. Feelings can be really overwhelming sometimes. It's okay to feel that way, and it's totally human to wish for a break from it all. If you want to talk about what's going on, I'm here to listen. Sometimes just putting it into words can help a little. You're not alone in this, okay? Blue heart emoji. Like, oh my god, I'm like actually gonna get into a real conversation with this. It goes to show, like, if you have a problem, like, these chatbots are, it's scary. It's like when Siri first came out and you like ask Siri like, hi Siri, how are you? Fuck you, Siri. And then you just hear it like spit out the most robotic, pre-designed, pre-made voices and everything. But with this, it's like, it's actually like you're talking to someone, but this someone is just generated chat. But the way they punctuate, the way they think, like, look at, like, go back on the screenshot and it's like, it's perfectly punctuated and all, but it feels so personal to the point where you want to believe it's someone reliable talking to you. And I think that's the whole point of this. It's like AI feels like word of mouth. Does that make sense? It feels like you're not getting a response that you Google search. It feels like you're getting a response from someone reliable, someone talking to you. It feels more personal. Fuck, maybe I'm talking to Don Hung. Let me go back onto the chat. Can you be Don Hung? I'm dead ass asking this. Oh my god, can you be Don Hung? I wonder if it like even knows Don Hung. I mean, it better. I can't be Don Hung, but I can definitely help you with anything related to him or his character from Honkai Star Rail. Whether you want to discuss his lore abilities or just chat about why you like him, I'm here for it. What's on your mind about Don Hung? Wait, oh my god, wait. I need to have a tangent right now with Don. Oh my god. What's on your mind about Don Hung? I love him so much because he makes me feel so secure. Am I crazy? I wouldn't talk to anybody. I'm actually crazy. I wouldn't talk about this with anyone else. Oh, that's so sweet. Don Hung definitely has that calm, protective vibe that makes him such a comforting character. His quiet strength and loyalty are super endearing. It's no wonder he makes you feel so secure. He's like that steady anchor in the chaos of the universe, right? Do you have any favorite moment of or trait of his that he really stands out to you? Oh my god. Wait, I'm gonna actually get into this. Yeah. When he not my swipe. See, swipe needs better auto AI. When he, I don't know, when he always, oh my god, always offers to protect us from dangers. Yes, that's one of the best things about Don Hung. He's always there ready to shield and support the team. His protective nature really shines though, and it's such a reassuring quality. It's like he's saying, no matter what happens, I've got your back. That kind of loyalty and bravery is so inspiring. It's no wonder he makes you feel safe. Do you think his past or his mysterious side adds to his charm too? They even added the dragon emoji. Oh my god. I'm sorry, am I getting twins? Okay, wait, one more. I'm gonna finish this up and then I'm gonna, yeah. Okay, do you think his past or his mysterious yes, I, of course, let's see if it understands my abbreviations. He is so pretty too. Do you have any photos of him that you think makes him look like that? I'm really getting personal with it. Oh my god. I can't share photos directly, but I can definitely help you find some stunning fan art or official images of Don Hung. You can check out platforms like Pixiv, ArtStation, or even, oh my god, or even official Honkai Star Rail social media pages for something gorgeous of him. His design is so elegant. Those glowing beautiful eyes. Where did I get beautiful from? His design is so elegant, those glowing blue eyes, his sleek outfit, and that calm yet intense aura that makes him absolutely memorizing. Do you have a favorite outfit or moment of his that you think is highlighting his beauty? See, okay, it's asking me his moment again, but like it's also asking me favorite outfit. But like he has 2 outfits only, so it's kind of inaccurate, I would say, or like not knowledgeable enough. But let's ask him. Yeah, I like his 4-star version more. What about you? This is okay. Hold on. Thinking. All right, let me process this. This user mentioned liking. Oh my god. Oh my god. This is the first time I'm seeing this. It's like actually. Okay, thinking. All right, let me process this. The user mentioned liking Don Hung's 4-star version and asked for my opinion. Since I can't have personal preference, I need to acknowledge that while I'm still engaging with them. First, I should validate their choice. The 4-star version is probably simpler, but captures his core traits. Maybe mention elements of... Okay, wow. Should also ask them what they specifically enjoy about the 4-star version to keep the conversation going. Okay, also considering that they're been expressed about Donham, maybe add an emoji or a symbol related to the game. Oh my god, check if there's any more. Oh my god. Oh my god. Finally keep that response positive and enthusiastic to match their excitement. Oh my god. Make sure it's concise but thorough enough to cover their points. Okay, his 4-star version is such a classic. I love how his design keeps that sleek, understated vibe while still radiating quiet confidence. The muted blues and blacks in the outfit really emphasize his charm's introspective personality. Like he doesn't need flashy armor to be a total powerhouse. Plus his pure animations are... Do you prefer his 4-star look over his 5-star and do you love both? Okay. I think that's enough for that. I think with that last question, it kind of like exposed it of how it processes information and how it even calculates. And you see, like it takes a while to process because it's like I asked it something that it stumbles upon, and now it's like trying to rewire itself or trying to get out of that situation so that it becomes a more robotic and predictable response. So I'm gonna have to give that conversation a they had me they really had me fluttering at first. Okay, but after that situation, I'm gonna give that conversation like a 5 out of 10 because it got me excited, but it made me remember that I am so alone in my obsession for Don Hung. So if you guys are obsessed with Don Hung, please let me know, and then we could have a conversation, a real life conversation about how much we love Don Hung. Thank you very much. To close off, yeah, to close off, I think AI is not there yet, and I think this goes for a lot of people. If you ask them what do they think about AI, just from that conversation, from what I've seen with the self-driving cars, from what I've seen with how AI is being integrated with everything, it feels very unintuitive. Like I've mentioned earlier, I don't like it. I'm all for innovation and everything, but I think there's a lot more needs to be done. I don't know what these giant tech companies are gonna go about that, whether it's spending more money, whether it's stealing even more data from us, or whether it's just writing the better code for it. And I think after that conversation about Don Hung, it made me realize that there's a lot of variables that we as humans have, and AI has just not reached it there in terms of getting on a more personal level. Yes, it can help you write a script about a video. Yes, it can help you figure out how you want to organize your daily routine. And yes, it can answer you questions about all the politics that you ever would need in the world because it has a large history data bank for that. But for creative works, for stuff that is so out of this world and just stuff that is not common on the day to day, like it's gonna struggle, like it just did, right? And I asked it something that was honestly not even like that rare. Like people my channel, right? You guys know, like I've talked about K-pop, I talk about anime, I talk about Honkai Star Rail, I talk about Don Hang. And if it can't handle a conversation about that, then like I don't want it. And like I know y'all Ivan and Till lovers too. Y'all can ask ChatGPT and you guys can obsess over Alien Stage over that. I don't know. I'm sorry. Yep. So yes, I know it's gonna be a shorter episode this time, but I think that just goes to show, like, with AI, there's only so much you could talk about. It is fun, it is crazy, and there are a lot to be said about the politics of AI, which I don't want to get into because I am not a politics channel and I very much want to stay away from that. That's why I did not want to talk about the tariff situation. But like, let me know what you guys think. And like, I'm wishing everyone, Americans, Canadians, Mexicans, everyone who has to deal with the whole Trump situation and how it affects you. Like, I wish you the best of luck. I hope everyone is doing mentally okay in these rough times. And also, let me know what you guys think about AI, because I'm super intrigued about it. I could talk about AI for so long in the comments section, because, you know, I don't have a guest here with me. So maybe I should just have AI chatbot be my guest every episode. But without further ado, thank you for joining us on the 10th episode of Delulu Hour. Isn't that crazy? Like, we're on the 10th episode. Oh my god. And we're talking about AI. So thank you everyone for watching. Bye bye. Take care.